Welcome, everyone, to the Super Brothers podcast.
Super Brothers. I was a little late.
Yeah, it's all good. And this is an exciting episode, I must say. I am very, very ready to talk about today's topic. So much so that I didn't even say the usual line, but I am one of your co-hosts, Don Woods.
And I'm your other one, James McCray.
And we're gonna talk about Superman, y'all.
We about to talk about Superb, man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Um, any news that we should cover before Superman?
Um, I don't know if there's any news, but I think before diving into this movie, I just felt
Mhm.
like we should maybe wax philosophic on our history with Superman movies or Superman.
Okay. All right.
Um, yeah. I don't know. That just came to me if you down.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So what's your like,
My
nah,
history with the movies.
I'll start.
All right.
I was a young man and I saw Christopher Reeve, and he made me believe that a man could fly. Now, I'm that rare person that even though Superman 2 was a Frankenstein mess of like directors and writers and all that, I
Yeah.
love Superman 2.
You know what? I've been listening to a lot of our contemporaries in the podcasting world,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of love for Superman too, actually. I think it's because of like when it hit in people's childhoods.
Yep.
But there's a lot of love for Superman too. Yeah.
And it was like the first Superman was great, and I think we're gonna get into this with the movie we're talking about today. But the big problem with Superman has always been like when it come down to it, he's so powerful, right?
Hmm.
And the Lex Luthor in that one was the first one was a genius, quote unquote. But his whole thing was they even reference it in this movie, but it's a whole thing about like he just wanted real estate so he could start.
Right.
And I was like, Superman is fighting a real estate
It
guy.
was on the path to world domination, but yes.
Yes, like the very first stepping stone to world domination. Um,
Yeah.
and so Superman 2 introducing like the three supervillains, the fact that it was three of
Hmm.
them, I was like,
Hmm.
oh, how you gonna do this? So
Hmm.
even though some stuff didn't make sense, like him taking the cellophane S off his chest and throwing it at a dude, no
Yep.
idea why, but hey, it worked.
Yep.
Then you get into your Superman threes and fours.
Yeah.
Hey, I love Richard Pryor.
Love Richard Pryor. Yep.
Love Richard Pryor, but man, Superman three's plot was
Hmm. Hmm.
again, the first one was a real estate. This one was the dude trying to control the weather so that he can make crops grow the way he wanted them to grow.
Well, and then also there was the whole thing that inspired office space, right? With like
Oh,
taking the pennies, like
yep.
putting yeah.
Well, that's how they found out about Richard Pryor because Richard
Yeah,
Pryor
yeah, that's
did
right.
that, and they were like, "Oh, how'd you figure that out? You know computers. Come on in and be our computer guy."
Hey, one of the first black hackers.
That's true. That's
Yep.
true. I think his name was Gus.
Yeah. Yep.
That also introduced us to the first Superman v Superman when
Yes, that's right. Yep.
synthetic
Dark
kryptonite.
Superman.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, that has some moments. That has some
Hmm.
moments.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then Superman started questing for peace in Superman
Mm.
4.
Mm.
Woo!
Yep. Nuclear
Man,
Man.
Nuclear Man. Who the
Yeah.
villain in this one is similar to, I will say.
Similar to, but
Similar
there have
to.
been many versions of this,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, yep.
Throughout at least comic book history. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So then we got, I mean, I'm skipping all the TV shows, right? Because
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Justice League and the animated series Superman was among my favorite. I love those.
Hmm. Yep.
But then we got Brandon Routh as
Yeah.
Superman
Superman
Returning,
Returns. Yep.
which I thought was a decent movie.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was set up as a sequel to the Donner film, right?
I think it was a sequel to Superman 2.
To two. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Did Richard Donner do one and two or just one?
Well, he did parts of 2.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
one where like he didn't like what the studio wanted him to do. The studio came in and had somebody else direct a portion of
Yeah.
the movie, so it was all that's why I said it was a Frankenstein of a movie.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
pretty coherent, I will
Yeah.
say.
So yeah, the Superman Returns. I thought it was decent. Kevin Spacey, even though, he turned out to be quite problematic, I think was decent as Lex Luthor.
Hmm.
We got Super Baby.
Yes, we did get super. What was his name?
I
I
forgot his
forgot his
name.
name.
Yeah.
But yeah, the little
Yep.
asthmatic kid who, once he
Yeah.
realized his powers, threw his inhaler down,
Yeah. Yep.
which really was funny because the reveal was that basically Lois lied to her husband and it was Superman's baby.
Yep. 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 Yeah.
They
So that
always
that was
doing
interesting.
Cyclops wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then did we not get another movie until Man of Steel after
We
Superman
did not.
Returns?
That was it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Then
that
Man of
was
Steel.
one of the reasons is because people kept saying how overpowered Superman was and coming up with an actual villain for him or something that would actually make it feel um, different or at least like it was a challenge for him.
I
So,
think yep. I think that was one problem. I think the other problem was just the concept of Superman himself, kind of became hokey. I
yep.
think, in that time period. And you could argue it's been hokey, and we'll get into this movie and how this movie deals with that. But yeah, I think that was also, part of what kept us uh, lacking a Superman movie for a
Mhm.
long time. So then enters one, Zack Snyder.
He said he taking the Hulk out of it completely.
He did, and he did that. He
Yep.
absolutely did that. Um, to varying what word am I looking for?
Opinions or
Well, yeah,
varying
and some
reactions.
things worked, some things did not work, and that's the best
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yep. And it's funny because one of the things that compared to the movie that we saw, again, we will talk about it, is the power level of Superman, right? And
Yeah.
Man of Steel was like, we're going to the umph level of like
Yep.
power, and he's
Yeah.
fighting Kryptonians like in Superman 2, the same Kryptonian, or at least a couple of them.
Hmm. Hmm.
And of course, it was the Snyder version, which is a lot more darker and just a little more just dragon. Oh man, I shouldn't say that because I actually liked the movie. I didn't have the
I did not.
controversy with people like him killing Zod at the end. I was like, eh,
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't what ruined the movie for me. I just remember clearly because I was excited about the movie. I remember sitting in the theater kind of midway through and just feeling like this is like just a video game. This is just like uh I don't know, these super beings just like wrecking the city, just at a certain point it became kind of boring. Like, okay, I get it. They're super strong. You know what I mean?
hmm,
And that's kind of where I was with the movie. Yeah, I reached a point of just it wasn't entertaining anymore. It was just like they were just going at it, wrecking Metropolis. And it's like, all right, I get it. They're strong. You know.
nah. And I that part, yeah, I get that. I didn't mind the whole like wrecking up Metropolis, even though that was the thing that the movie got the most backlash for.
Yeah, and so my take on it was not kind of the backlash. I wasn't like, oh my God, the people, but it does make sense the backlash because like Superman, and we'll talk about this with this movie, but
Mhm.
one would think that Superman would like think about the citizens of
Yes.
Metropolis during the
Yeah.
battle, and you didn't really get that in this movie. But honest, or in Man of Steel to be specific. but like it wasn't even that for me in the theater. I wasn't like, oh my God, the people. I was just like, this is boring. Like I get
Mm,
it. They're strong, they're fighting, cool. Like, but give me something else, you know?
no,
Yeah.
no. My biggest beef with the movie will always be how Paul Kent went out. That's
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
my biggest beef.
yeah, yep. And that also became a thing after
Yeah,
this movie. After that movie was released. Yeah, yep, yep.
like,
That was
dude, you have
silly.
super speed. You
Yeah,
could do it, then they probably won't even see you. Yeah.
yep.
So yeah,
So yeah,
which the
Man of
scene
Steel.
was that Pa Kent was about to be swallowed up by a tornado, and he puts
Yeah.
his hand up and says no to his son, who could save his life because he didn't want his son to expose his secret of being a superhero, of having
Yes.
superpowers, I should say.
Yeah. Yep.
So essentially, Superman let his father die.
Right.
And
Yep.
man, it's a different take on the parents in this one than all previous versions.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. So
Um, there were some things that worked in that movie. So I love all the Krypton scenes. Those were really interesting. I love like getting a better sense of what was happening on Krypton.
mm, I didn't like the
Uh,
design of Krypton in that one, I'll be
oh,
honest.
okay.
I
Okay.
didn't love the design. And something about
Yeah.
Russell Crowe was like, I got bored in that scene. I will be honest.
Interesting.
I was like,
Okay.
until Zod came in, and I was like, okay, I'm back in.
And that's the other thing that worked for me was Zod.
Yep,
Like that was a great performance
yep.
by
Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
Then
what?
there was, are we including Batman v Superman and
That's what I was
Justice
gonna
League?
say. It's a
Okay.
Superman in the title and Justice League because I think we have to, if we're going to talk about Man of Steel, we have to just talk about those depictions of Superman,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Um, both versions of Justice League.
Yeah. Right.
So, Batman v Superman,
Hmm.
probably one of the most anticipated movies of my lifetime.
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
because
It's Batman v
it's Batman
Superman.
v
Yeah.
Superman, and in every other incarnation of that, the comics,
Hmm. Hmm.
the animated series, it's just there was a reason for them to hate each other.
Yeah.
And in this, it literally was just like, he exists. Mm-mm. And I know they tried to set it up in Batman v
Yeah.
Superman that it was because of the destruction that he caused that
Yep.
made Batman free. And I was like, okay,
Which was a smart thing to do given the backlash.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it still wasn't enough for me, I'll be honest, for the
Yeah.
level at which Batman was going hard for it. Like,
Yeah.
that was yeah, that part, yeah. In I think they tried to lighten the mood for him just a little, but it just, for
No.
me in that one, it just didn't work.
Nope. That movie didn't work.
Yeah.
And then both versions of Justice League. Um,
One got real light.
yeah, yeah, and just did not work. And
Yeah.
then one got real dark and long and was slightly better,
Hmm.
but not great.
Yeah, but it's hard for me to give credit to something when you just said, all right, take as much time as you want with it and do
Yeah, right.
everything you can do with it. Like at that point,
Yeah,
it should be better at that point.
yeah,
Um, which again, there was some stuff in that I was like, I don't know if he thought he was getting another movie or what, but some stuff I was just like, okay, I'm glad you're having fun with it. Like Martian Manhunter showing up at the end
Joker.
and Joker and all that stuff. And I
Yeah,
was like, have fun with it, but I don't need these scenes for this movie.
yeah, yeah.
So,
You
so
know,
yeah.
the one thing that was compelling to me, as far as like the future of that universe was the whole nightmare and night with
Hmm.
a K, the
Yep.
nightmare scenario, where it's like the apocalyptic future where Superman is evil
Lois
and
got
Batman is
killed.
like, yeah, and Batman is kind of leading the resistance. That was interesting. I kind of want to see that universe.
Give
But
Snyder a show for that. Give him a series.
yeah,
I would do that.
Yeah.
but it's got to be a Elseworlds. It can't be a part of this DCU that we are in right now.
Oh yeah. There's no way. James Gunn
Yeah.
wouldn't let that happen. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So
Which leads us to James
Superman,
Gunn's Superman.
not Superman
Uh,
Legacy.
what's that?
Did not Superman Legacy. Wasn't it titled
That,
that
that
for a
was the
while?
original title, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
they were like, nah, the people just calling it Superman. Call it Superman.
Yep. Yep.
All
All
right.
right. Who's going first?
I think you going first.
I love this movie. I am very, very happy. It's not a perfect movie, and I'll
Mhm.
definitely call out some things that I think were flawed. But man, this was a good time, summer blockbuster. Uh, Corn Sweat, his version of Superman. I can rock with it. Like I
Hmm.
think he's a good Superman. Uh, James Gunn was doing things that we kind of expect from James Gunn, but it worked really well. Yeah, we'll get into details, but I was very happy with this movie.
Okay. What'd you
I
think of
would,
Lex?
yeah. Lex has flaws, and I can get into that.
Okay.
There are
I knew
things
that
that
was
were
one of the
cool.
ones you were worried about. So,
Yep, yep, yep. And I did have issues with Lex,
yeah.
and we can talk about that. But overall, like I left the movie like I want to watch this again. Like
Yeah.
I may see this again in theaters. That's how good I felt walking out of this movie.
I am definitely going to see it again in theaters.
Yeah.
I really, really like this movie, but I will say I liked it not necessarily from a technical sense. I liked it
Okay.
because it was fun. I liked it
Uh-huh.
because it was like I don't need Superman to be hokey. And I think that
Right.
was one of the like he went from hokey to jokey. Not jokey like Marvel quippy jokey. Like, it
Right.
was
Yeah, yeah.
he's just more lighthearted, more like he enjoys being Superman.
Yes.
Like he is
Yep.
actually like, oh,
Unlike Henry Cavill's joke, Superman.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love
Who's
Cavill, but he was just in tortured pain all the time.
yes. Yeah.
So, okay. So we both liked it. Like I said, I think
Yes.
there are some technical things that
Oh,
are,
there are plenty of flaws. Let's
yeah.
talk about them.
All right. So
But still, like I think it's a great movie. Yeah.
let's get into spoilers.
Oh, I think well, yeah, I guess we haven't said any spoilers yet for this
Not
movie.
really.
We spoiled everything else from the Superman
Yeah.
universe, but not this movie.
Retroactive spoilers for all the Superman movies before this one.
Yeah. All right. All right. Spoilers.
Yes.
Um, okay. So some of the things that I really appreciated was how James Gunn he gambled. He made a few gambles.
Say more. Say more.
And I'm trying to think if he's done similar things with Guardians, but okay. So the movie opens with, this whole like title card thing, right?
Hmm.
And I like how they framed it. They framed it around threes, right? Like 3 centuries ago, the first
Metahumans.
metahumans show up. Yeah. Then, 3 decades ago, Superman landed on Earth. And yeah, so they go on until 3 minutes ago, I think. Was it minutes? Yeah. When
Yep.
Superman, got his first ass beaten.
Yep.
That's basically how the movie starts. And so it's like we're gonna pass. You don't need the origin story, and they actually sprinkle it in throughout the movie, but it's like you don't need all that. You know who Superman. You know what this is.
Yep.
It's kind of like they grabbed the mic and they were like, you know what it is, because
He made a quote that said, if it's one thing that we will not see in the DCEU because we've seen it enough, is Superman escaping Krypton and Batman's parents getting killed.
getting murdered. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yep.
So went past all that, and like you know what it is, and we had a fully fleshed out superhero universe, right? To the point where, like, when you think about it, this is getting into later in the movie, but we get an introduction to the Justice Gang, where pretty much no backstory for any
None.
of them,
Nope.
right? Like you get hints here and there, that Guy Gardner, is a Green Lantern. He took a
Hmm.
vow, right?
Yep.
Mr. Terrific is a genius, but we really don't know much about Mr. Terrific other than, he ain't about that bullshit.
He ain't
We'll
about
come back to
nobody's
that.
bullshit. Mr. Terrific.
Um, Even with Lois and Clark, like they're
They're
already
together.
together.
Yep.
We don't get any of the whole like, does will Lois ever find out? Like, no, we're already there.
Yep.
So he took some gambles with that, but it's nice because it made the whole thing just like, crisp. Like, like we can get straight into it. We don't have to
Yep.
deal with all this other shit. Because again, you know what it is,
You
right?
know what it is. So that does lead to one of the flaws I think it has. I think it does
Okay.
have some pacing issues.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I do
Yeah.
think we leaned a little too much into, okay, we already know that
Yeah.
some stuff was just like introduced and like it is what it is. And it was like, I was like,
Yeah.
you can flesh that out just a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind because the world building, like even like the Lois and Clark stuff, they built a world where without going too heavy in exposition, you know that they've been dating for a while, at least
Yep.
a few months now. You get a
Yep.
sense of where they are in that relationship, without having to go through the first date and all that stuff. You
Yeah.
get, with the Justice Gang, I could have used a little more backstory, but
Yeah.
it's also like I know that this isn't the Shira version of Hawk Girl. This is I forget her name, but this is the one
Yeah.
that's the reincarnated version, not the alien version.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like stuff like that I know, but it was
Yeah.
also like, did I need to know it in this movie? Which, because the movie is about Superman, not about them, and their
Right.
supporting
Right.
characters.
And
Um,
you remember like, and people listening may remember if you've been listening, like one of our concerns going into this movie was there seems to be a lot of characters and a lot of
yeah,
shit going on.
yep,
And now we understand how James Gunn was able to put in a lot of things, but still keep it a Superman movie. And
yep,
it's because he didn't do, what you're talking about. Like he didn't give you the backstory of Hawk Girl.
yep.
He was just like, she's here. Right?
Yep.
Guy Gardner is here. Mr. Terrific is
And
here.
done better because remember, if we're going back to Batman v Superman, they kind of did that with the
Yeah,
cameos of all the
that's
Justice
true.
League,
Yeah, yeah. They were
but it
all
was so
established.
shoehorned in that you're like,
Yeah.
what? Why is this here? What's going on? But
Yeah.
they're established. They mentioned Maxwell Lord. Like you learn stuff in one little line that explains everything that's going on. We're financed by
Yeah.
Maxwell Lord. That's all we really needed to know.
Yeah.
Right. What else? I also love that they opened with him having his first defeat because that also addresses the like Superman is
The power.
overpowered. Yep.
Yep.
And it
Yeah.
just like the first image you get of him is beaten and bloody. Right.
Yep. That was really
And
smart.
so I
Yeah.
love that. I love that it just level sets right from the beginning. Like, oh, he ain't just coming in and wrecking shop on everything.
And it wouldn't be the last time we see that in this movie. Like this Superman gets his ass whooped.
Yeah. Like,
And I
again,
think that was really, again, really smart on James Gunn and team. Like, they kind of stripped him of being the god that he was in Man of Steel.
yep. And he
Yep.
could get more powerful as time goes on because this is
Sure.
what 3 years in. But we answered the question. Batman asked him in Batman v Superman,
Do you
"Do you
bleed?
bleed?"
He
Yes, this
definitely
one
he
bleed.
bleeds from the first action scene, basically.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. Now there were some things that I wish I didn't know or suspect already. Um,
That you know what? That was I had that thought throughout the movie that the trailers, and we've been talking about Fantastic Four and how those trailers seem to be hiding stuff. I kind of wish that the Superman trailers hid more
hmm
because even little stuff like the kaiju, right?
Yep,
Like so that gag would have been great. Like the fact that it's tiny in the beginning
yep.
and grows to be big like within a day. It would have been great if I didn't see it coming, but since I saw the kaiju in the trailers multiple times, I'm like, oh, that little
That's
guy
gonna
will
be the track
become,
kaiju.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I kind of wish they held back on some of the stuff and throughout because they showed a lot in the trailers. Like you
They
didn't have the
showed,
context, but like as you if you watch the trailers and then you watch the movie, as you're getting the context, you're like, oh, okay, so yeah, I've seen the pocket dimension. I know that's where Metamorpho is, and
yep,
oh, like I've seen the baby. I know I know Superman's gonna save the baby. Like because again, like you saw this stuff out of context in the trailers, but as you're watching it, starts falling into place. And I wish they would have like hit some of it. Yeah.
yeah, yep, same here. The big Ultraman reveal is not as
Yeah.
wasn't a surprise to me.
Not, no,
Um,
not to me either. Well, the movie itself kind of gave that away with the Fortress of Solitude.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
And I mean, again, if you follow the comics and you follow any show, like Lex is always cloning Superman.
yep,
Superboy is a clone of Superman. Like
yep,
it's always happening. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
so
So
what
that
did you
wasn't a
think of
surprise. Go ahead.
the so Superman goes back to the fortress, gets into the enhanced yellow sun ray so he can
Yeah, yeah.
get healed fast. Then he goes back to the fight. What'd you think about how they did the Lex and his gang of folks again? Otis and Miss Tessmacher from the
Yeah,
original, but
yeah.
Otis at least is much more useful in this one. Um,
Hmm.
but how they were doing, like he had studied Superman's moves. They had all these,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what'd you think about that?
yeah. I thought it was comic booky, unrealistic, but I still liked it. And what I like about it is it shows us how dedicated Lex is, like how much he's been studying Superman, how obsessed he is with
Obsessed.
Superman, right?
Yes.
Initially, I was thrown off because I thought that there was some kind of like time machine or time thing happening, the way that he
Hmm.
could predict the moves. I thought they were going in that direction for like a split second. But no, it's just like he's just a genius who has studied everything about Superman. Again, not realistic, kind of wacky, but it fits the vibe of this comic booky movie. Like the whole movie is very comic booky.
Yeah, that's what it
Um,
should have said. Well, that's what I should have said in my thing is like this is the most comic book movie that I think
yeah,
we've gotten in a very, very long time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, short answer is I liked it,
I loved it. I
even though
actually
it was
loved it.
wacky.
I
Yeah,
loved it because for me, again, real estate mogul versus Superman was not great. But when you're talking about the genius of Lex Luthor, how do you
yeah,
actually show that on screen and make it
yeah,
formidable? And this was one of the ways that I think it actually made it formidable. Like you said,
yeah,
unrealistic, but
yeah.
there's a kaiju in the movie. So,
Right.
um,
It's a comic. It's very comic
it's
booky.
very
Yep.
comic book. So I
Yep.
actually loved like I was like so that from the first when they first did that, I was like, okay, y'all making
Yeah.
Lex formidable in this one. Like
Yep.
we know
Yep.
that he's not going to be able to stand toe to toe with Superman, but
Right.
yeah, I like that. So
Yep.
already all the building blocks in the beginning were setting up for me to be like, okay, James Gunn, you trying to make us
Yeah.
like this. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Um, Hammer of Baratheon.
Yeah. Borvia. Borvia.
Baravia?
Borvia.
Hammer of
Barivia.
Baravia.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Another thing that we saw in the trailers, right?
Hmm.
But again, out of context. Um, I like how they used him to introduce the portal
Yeah.
concept. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was probably the best thing about his introduction. It was like, oh, okay. This guy went way over here to this, place with the tents, only to
Hmm.
like come into Luthor Corp, not Lex Corp in this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, all right. What's Lex up to with these portals? Yeah. And actually, what I thought when I saw that was that Ultraman might be a multiverse version of Superman. That was
Which
my initial thought with
he
the
is in the
portals.
comics. So
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
the
So I thought that's what they
actual
were doing with the portals.
yeah, and he actually
But
was in the Justice Gang in another universe as well. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So
So
that's what I thought they were doing with the portals, but they didn't take that direction. And I'm actually happy that they didn't because multiverse,
I'm about
right?
to say
Like we're kind of sick of that.
we got enough of the
Yeah,
multiverse.
yeah.
Yeah, so excited about that. I'm not excited, but I was happy about the portals.
Hmm.
All the Lex stuff that they opened with. There's some Lex stuff that I was like, I think it
Should we
was
talk
just
about
Nicholas Holt overacting is what I think it was in those parts that
should we talk about Lex in general?
let's talk about Lex.
So you asked me earlier what I thought about Lex. Lex was he was like one click over what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
he has turned up just he was at 9 when I wanted him at 8. You know, just a click over.
Nope.
Like for the most part I liked him, but then he was a little too crazy. And I've said it before on this podcast. Like my favorite Lex is Justice League animated, you know,
Hmm.
Lex, who's like cool, calm, collected, you know, brilliant. And you saw the brilliance of this Lex, right? Like you were saying with the whole like fight coordination thing and just his whole scheme, right? Like his whole
Yep.
scheme was pretty well thought out. But yeah, he was just a little too obsessed, a little bit too crazy. Um, and then,
Yeah.
I mean, this is going all the way to the end, but then he cried, and I was like, oh, hashtag not my Lex.
You done
My
made
Lex
my
doesn't
headphones
cry.
fall off with that one.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
man.
like my Lex doesn't cry. Um, and then this is also kind of moving things. This is also getting, this is in the third act, but like the way that he just kind of destroyed Luthor Corp headquarters, like that was a choice, you know?
That was a choice, which I don't mind that choice if there were hints of like
If
him
it,
going over the edge, but then he always brought it back and
yeah,
then it brought him over. Like the Lex walking into the Fortress of Solitude was
yeah,
the
I like
vibe I
that Lex.
wanted. Like
I like that
that's
Lex.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
even
just like
though
walking through while the engineer is slicing stuff right in front of his face. Yeah,
yep, that was I was like, okay, okay.
yeah,
But it seemed to and I get that they were driving that he really thought he had Superman. He really thought all this out. So whenever stuff was starting to go wrong, he was losing it a little. But I think there was a better way to introduce and build up to that, which
yeah.
again, that was one of those pacing things to me of I think we had to the Lex that we had in the beginning of the movie
Hmm.
really was formidable enough that made me believe like, okay, if Superman lost, like if this was a two-part movie, I would believe this.
Yeah, yep,
That's the Lex. I believe that. But then when he starts doing like, ah, oh, I'm gonna break stuff, I was
yeah,
like, okay,
yep.
that Lex doesn't seem like the same Lex that's ready for everything.
Right, right. And
So
although him pushing the pushing the cups over the side for people to pick up was funny, it still was a bit too much for the Lex that I wanted.
literally for me, that was the only thing that I really didn't like about Lex was I feel like he ramped up to crazy too quick.
Yep, I
So
agree. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Um, oh, and I guess I'm all right with this moment for this Lex, but this was, you may recall, I asked before, oh, sorry, we talked about before the idea that I want to see this first before letting my 7-year-old see it.
Hmm.
I was like, up until this moment in the movie, I was like, all right, I'm bringing my son to see it.
I know
But
which
when he
moment.
plays, yep, when he plays Russian roulette with the street vendor and kills him, that was the moment I was like, damn, I guess I can't bring my son to see this now. Um,
I was surprised by that moment. I
I
wasn't surprised that they were doing it. I
yeah,
was surprised at how quickly they did it. Like it was like a snap and like, oh, he shot him. Not
yep,
like a build up to
yep.
where Superman is like, I can't save him, I can't save him. Like,
Well,
yeah.
Lex himself said like, "Oh, that was quick." Like I
Yep.
don't think he expected it was the second pull of the trigger, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, because I had the same conversation with my partner because she was like, can we take the girls? And I was like, I'm gonna spoil this one scene for you just because I want you to
Yeah.
go into it knowing that scene happened. Um, yeah,
Yep. So that was, yeah, that was the moment. I was like, all right, well, can't
yeah.
take him. Now, does it work for this Lex? I think so. I guess so. Because he was basically, he was like, screw anyone who has any attachment to this man,
hmm
right?
I mean, one of
Um,
his lines is they chose him, let him die.
yep.
Yep.
Yep. So
So,
he was about that.
yep.
Yeah.
One, I do love that he was that ruthless, like again,
Hmm.
because that makes it feel like he's gonna do
Yep.
whatever he needs to do to take
Yep.
Superman down. That scene just surprised me. Um,
Yeah.
but I love that he was the one who came up with the pocket dimension. I like
Hmm.
the Lex overall. Like I said, I just think
Yep.
he ramped up to crazy too quick.
Yep. We're on the same page.
Yeah. So what other characters or what other people? Because I can tell you one that surprised me.
Who surprised you?
Jimmy Olsen, the ladies' man.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And I was confused by it in the beginning, right? Because when you first see the Daily Planet, you see some women in there kind of looking. And I thought, I wasn't sure if they were looking at Jimmy or Clark,
Yep, same.
but yeah, but they were all about. So Jimmy is just the guy.
Yep. I mean,
I love that.
the plot of them figuring out what Lex was up to hinged on Lex's girlfriend being in love with Jimmy. So,
Yep.
yes, I love that. Oh
Yeah,
man.
that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Um, I kind of wanted more from the Daily Planet. Like
I
that whole thing when they, I definitely wanted more from what's his name? Wendell Pierce.
Wendell, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I was fine with the Daily Planet stuff.
Yeah.
I like that they brought it into the digital age and they were actually like posting stuff. I just wanted
Yeah.
more from Wendell. I was like,
Yeah,
y'all got Wendell
definitely.
Pierce for this movie for him to
Right.
do
And you
this?
wasted him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he looks
So,
like he's having fun. He's just
yep.
like he has a cigar and he's thinking about that check.
Yep.
But but yeah.
And because they dropped a few curse words, they should have
Hmm.
had him hit a shit. I know that ain't his character in the
That's
wild.
not his, yeah.
Yeah, that's not his line. I know that's not. But for some reason, when I saw him with the cigar, I
It
was
looked like
like,
he could say
he
it.
was shit. That's Superman over there. That ain't no Clark.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, it was interesting how they had them kind of like in the T ship,
Yep.
not really doing a whole lot, but yeah. But again, like this is a Superman movie, and James Gunn trimmed all the fat to make sure that
He trimmed
it would
it.
remain, it would be a Superman movie. Yeah.
I'll tell you what else I loved. I think they had great chemistry, Clark and Lois.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep. So
I thought it was great.
and I
Yeah.
liked them together. I was like, okay, I believe this.
Yep. Yep. That worked out really well. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, we had seen the interview between when she interviews Clark as Superman, but we didn't see like the depth of it from the
Yep.
trailers. It was good. It worked. It worked really
Yep.
well. Um, I love when did she say? I think she said to him, "Oh, so you think this is going well?" And he was like, "I think I'm doing well." Like
Yep.
their whole back and forth during that scene was pretty tight.
That was
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I liked where it ended. I liked that
Yeah.
they got frustrated with each other. I liked all it was good. They had good chemistry.
Yep.
I love the scene when they're fighting interdimensional imp in the background, but they're just having a
Yes.
conversation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And again, this is like James Gunn saying, you know what it is. Like this is just the world they live in,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You touched on the fact that Superman and Man of Steel didn't care about the people, or at
Right.
least didn't feel like he cared about the
Right.
people, right?
Yeah.
But this Superman, he cared about everybody.
He cared about a squirrel.
He cared about a squirrel. He was very upset that they couldn't figure out a different way to take down the kaiju.
That's right. Yeah.
And just, yeah, a lot of the scenes were those small moments that Superman's doing something that's a heroic feat, and it may be only to save one person, but you see that
Hmm.
person react to him, and you see
Yeah.
that he is acknowledging that this is a person that I need to save. Like when the building was about to fall on the lady in the car, and he's
Yeah.
just struggling with it for a sec and looking so she can get out, and then it
Yeah.
just collapses around him. So he was
Yeah.
just trying to hold it together to save her. It's just
Yeah.
little stuff like that in his character made you feel like this is Superman. Like
Yeah.
this is our guy.
Yep.
He's here to save the people. And the fact that he was so devastated, which we should talk about that,
Hmm.
that the message from his parents
Hmm.
wasn't that that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, and I love that Paul Kent said, like, what you got out of the original message defines more about who you are than whatever the hell they said in the message.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I love that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you saw it when he saved that lady, took her to the top of the building and was like, deep breaths,
yep,
you know. And props to James Gunn and David Cornsweet, because like they pulled it off where it never felt hokey. It always felt earnest. Like, you
yep,
know, this guy just cares. Like that's
yep,
just who he is, right? Even with the kaiju, you know, he was just like, it's like, oh man, come on, guys, you know,
yep.
the way that, yeah, they did it, it didn't feel like, okay, really. The only time I was like, really, was when he saved the squirrel.
The squirrel, yeah.
But
And I think
everything else,
it could have gone hokey. And I think one of the reasons it didn't is because he does have like a little swag to him. He has a little bit of
yeah,
cockiness to him as
he
well.
does. Yep,
And so
yep,
it's not like you know, I'm a Boy Scout and I'm saving for it. It's like he's still a person.
yeah,
He just cares. And
yep,
that works. So,
yep, yep. He's cocky, but he's also like dopey and kind.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I think he's a great Superman. We should maybe talk about where he ranks with this with you know among Superman, but we
Woo!
can come back to
We old,
that.
man. That's hard to do. But
Um, cool. What else? What else? You brought
um
up something that I wanted to like double click on.
the message from his parents.
Yes. So we get a cameo. We get Bradley Cooper
Bradley Cooper
as
is Jor-El.
Jor-El. And also, I don't know how many people recognize her, but what's her name? Is her name Laurel? What is
Lara.
Lara?
Yeah.
All right. Um, the actress who plays her, I know from Westworld. She
Oh,
played Clementine in Westworld. So I was like, oh, snap. And she's perfect because she just looks otherworldly. Like, you know, and I don't mean that in a negative way.
yeah.
She just, you know, she has a very unique look to her. So I think she was perfect as a Kryptonian. But yeah, Bradley Cooper, right out the box.
There we go.
Yeah,
No. So do you think the message was actually real, real?
I think it was.
No.
I kind of want it to be, right?
I
Like, 'cause that's
want it
kind
to
of the
be.
point.
I
Yeah.
just don't want it to. I don't want it to come out later that Lex doctored it somehow, or it's like the
Yeah.
translation is
And I
somewhat
don't think
different.
that's where they're going. It was kind of lame how they were like, who was it? Mr. Terrific was like, no, that's real because, you know, what do you say?
There,
Like the
the
army's encoding, like for some reason, he just knew it was real. Yeah.
yeah, everybody knew it was real pretty instantly and was like, no, no,
Yeah.
we vetted this. Did you? But
Right. Yeah.
okay.
But
Yeah.
I want it to be real. Now, what did you think about the public and how quickly they turned on Superman in that moment?
I'm torn on that because in the movie it feels very fast because it feels like they're trying
Yeah.
to get to the next thing so much
Yeah.
fat like really fast.
I actually think James Gunn is trying to make a point, but we can come back to this.
But I also think that in society, in real life, with social media and everything,
I think this is the point.
that's how quickly people turn.
And James Gunn has personal experience with this.
Yes, he does.
And
Yes, he
I think that there
does.
were a couple times in the movie when he was touching on his personal experience of being canceled,
Yeah.
right?
Like
And
the monkeys.
The monkeys. Yep.
Yeah, the social
And
media
just like
monkeys.
the media in general in this movie is kind of ridiculous, and I think it's totally intentional. I think he's trying to make a point about media. Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about
Yep.
that because I honestly had, because canceling doesn't last really, but I
Yeah.
forgot about that whole thing until you
Yeah.
just mentioned it.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think it was intentional that the people turned on Superman really fast. Because yeah, he's trying to make a point about just how
yeah.
quickly things can change. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, the media was kind of they even had their own little version of Fox News that was like
Hmm.
hosted by what's the
Michael
actor's
Ian
name?
Griffith.
Scott. Is it Scott or Griffin?
I think it's
Michael Eden.
I think it's Michael Ian Griffin. Griffith.
Okay, I might be mixing him up with someone else. Yeah.
Michael Scott
Yeah.
is what's his name from The Office.
Yes. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably what I'm doing. Yeah. Um, or mixing him up with Adam Scott. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so they had their own little Fox News, um, which, it was interesting that that's who Lex went to when he wanted
Hmm.
to be on the news. Um,
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
think there's Lex is also a commentary in himself.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
Yep.
there was something they showed that was like Space Lex, and that was
Ah,
like SpaceX, right? I was like,
yeah.
okay, I get y'all. I get y'all.
Yep. Yep. Um, but anyway, yeah, I think the message was real. I think that makes the movie work. And I'm glad that, James Gunn went in that direction.
Yeah, and I'm assuming everybody who's listening to this saw it because we said spoilers.
Oh
So
yeah,
hoping we don't have to explain in detail what happened in every scene, but
yeah.
yeah. Um, what I do like that led to is that we get to see a very different version of Ma and Pa Kent. And
Hmm.
James Gunn said that he wanted them to be like real Midwestern, like down
Yeah.
home, and they
Yeah.
were. Because if
They
you
were.
think about people who played just his mom in the past, right?
Yeah.
I was like
Diane Lang.
Diane Lane and oh man, what's her name from Smallville? Oh man, because she played Lana Lang in Superman 3, but she ended up playing his mom in
Ah, okay, okay.
Smallville.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Um, but just all these like, Hollywood actresses that are
Right.
glamorous looking and they try to dress them down, but they're still glamorous looking.
Yeah.
And Pa Kent was, John Schneider from the Dukes of Hazzard in Smallville
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
Kevin Costner or,
Hmm.
all these folks. But
Yeah.
when they first showed him, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
definitely somebody that's from Smallville.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like that he went in that direction. That was smart. Yeah.
Yep. I do this is not a political podcast, but I'm wondering about,
How they vote.
that's right.
Yeah. Yep. I had the same thought. I was like, oh yeah, that's a red state right there.
Yep. They're the only ones
Yeah.
in the red state, that they fighting the power. But so I
Um,
like that. I like the phone call with her with the on speaker with it down there and then saying that, Paul's a big mush. He's a
yeah.
big mush.
Yeah.
So
They were lovable.
love that. Yeah.
Yep.
And I love that he was still the father who gives good advice, but it doesn't have to be
Hmm.
the smoldering, put the hand on your shoulder, look here,
Right.
son. But it
Yep.
was just a dad giving advice, and that was
Yep.
good. That was really good.
Definitely.
And
I
again, we
cleaned your
glossed past
boots.
that stuff, right? We
Huh?
glossed past that. That's the first time Lois meets his parents.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I did like that line. Oh, I cleaned your boots.
Yeah.
Yep.
What did you think about Mr. Terrific?
So we talked on this podcast before about worrying that he was going to have the Iron Heart effect, right? Were
Yeah.
they talking? I don't think he
Blackity
did.
black.
I don't think he did. I think,
So
go ahead.
So the way that I said that Lex was one click above where I wanted to be, Mr. Terrific was one click away from being blackety black,
Yep.
but he was just right.
Yep. The
One
fact
little
that
click, and he would have been, yeah,
the
a little
fact
bit
that he
too
was
much.
the smartest one in the room, but not like, he ain't Ludacris in Fast and the Furious, right? He's I don't know. I just love this character, which I
He was
guess
great. Yeah,
I,
no,
I
I love
wish
this character too.
I guess everybody did because James Gunn has already announced that he's gonna get his own show.
Oh, really? I missed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
he said
I
he's gonna
will
get his
watch
own
that
show.
show.
And
Yes,
everybody online is all like, oh, Mr. Terrific stole every scene he was in.
he did. He
Which he
was good.
did. Like even
Yeah.
that fight scene was over the top,
Yes.
but it was good.
Yep. Yep. My favorite, and I alluded to this earlier when I was like, he takes no shit, but I
Hmm.
love how he had no time for Lois's emotions.
None of it. None of it.
The
Even
look
though
on
we
his
get
face,
him,
like, you still talking?
even though we get him in an emotional moment at the end in the post credit
Oh yeah,
when he
yeah,
get his
yeah. That's
feelings
true.
hurt,
Yeah,
but
yeah. His feelings were
he
hurt.
ain't got
Yeah.
no time for nobody else's emotions.
Yes. Yeah. No, great character. I want to see much more from him, and
Yes.
he had a lot of screen time,
Yep.
which I didn't expect that more than the rest of the Justice Gang.
Yeah, I would say he was
Um,
second billing for at least the superheroes.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
like was when they split up, he was with Superman while
Yep.
everybody else was on their own.
Yep.
Which I really like that moment um, where the kid had the flag up
Yeah.
and because I was sitting there like I know they're gonna come in, but Superman can't make it.
Right.
And like even Superman can't make it. He's getting his ass beat. And so
Yeah.
when he says called in friend, like I was like, okay, it's the Justice game, but it worked because it's like, why are they in this Superman movie? And part of it is this Superman movie is
Because
kicking
it's
off a
happened.
universe, and it's not just about him, it's about this world that we're building, and it's
Yeah.
about him not being able to do it on his own.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, I love that. I just loved it.
Yep. And it worked with the story perfectly, right?
Yep.
The fact that they had to clean up that battle, that war, while Superman was fighting Ultraman. Yeah.
Guy Gardner.
Oh, huh?
Oh, go ahead, go ahead. I said Guy
We
Gardner.
got. Oh, this is related.
Okay.
We got the Hall of Justice.
Yes.
That was
Yep.
dope.
That was cool. That's just laying the Easter egg for future right there. Like,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep.
This is when they come together.
And
This
it
will be
looked
their
good.
headquarters. It looked good. Like, and for those of you who are not old enough to know, that is the Hall of Justice from the Super Friends.
Yes, sir.
And yeah,
And
it
it looked
was
just
great.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that got me hyped.
That was good. The Ultraman, I don't think we actually said what the Ultraman reveal was, did we?
I just mentioned the Fortress of Solitude thing,
Yeah.
but
So
what are you referring to?
just that he was a full-on clone of Superman.
Yeah.
And
And
so
like
that
I
was,
said, like I don't even think it was I guess it was a twist, but they pretty much let you know when Lex was able to enter the Fortress of Solitude.
no.
And they were like, how did he do it? Because you had to have Superman's DNA,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, okay, well, we know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And the fact that he wore a mask throughout the movie, it was like, all right, we know what's going to happen when he takes off this mask.
mm, let's see what else we got. I keep wanting to skip to the other post credits, not the post credits, but the last scene. Oh, we ain't talked about crypto.
Oh, we haven't. Yeah, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry. Mr. Terrific is third bill superhero
yeah,
because
yeah.
crypto is second.
Crypto was cool the first like three times that he was doing a lot. I think they overused him.
Okay.
I think the whole joke about him being a bad dog, it kind of
That got
it
old for
wore
you.
thin, like towards the end.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my take on crypto. Yeah, it's like, he's okay. So he beats up Superman in the beginning, while Superman is very injured. Uh, he was wrecking, he was wrecking the Fortress of Solitude, right?
Hmm.
Um, he was acting up inside the pocket dimension. Oh yeah, we didn't really talk about the pocket. Like we talked about
Oh
the pocket
yeah.
dimension, but we didn't talk about the prison
Yep.
and Metamorpho.
Yep.
But yeah, and then it goes on and on with crypto being a bad doggy, which I get it, it's fun, but I feel like they used it maybe one or two more times than they should have.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
I
what's
didn't
your
mind
take?
it at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked crypto. I think the fact again, ways that we show Superman cares, right,
Hmm.
is he first, I thought it was funny that Lois was like, "You have a dog? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?"
yeah, because
Um,
it feels like she's speaking for the audience.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it was that made him finally go confront Lex. Like
Oh
it,
yeah, yeah, in a major way.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
those
that was cool. I like that.
So that stuff, because of that, and what we find out at the end of,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
why crypto is such a bad dog.
yeah.
Like I liked it all. I think it fit in with the
That part worked.
tone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I liked crypto.
hmm
Um,
What do you think about crypto basically kind of saving Superman near the end?
uh, I liked it.
Yeah,
I knew it would have. I was expecting it to happen.
yeah,
Because again, crypto was such a big part throughout it
yeah.
all, and again, this theme of him not doing it alone.
hmm
Um, I did, and I liked it because he basically was like, "Sick the toys." I mean, he said that, right? He
Yeah,
said, "Get the toy,"
yeah, yeah.
and he started destroying Lex's like the
Drones.
cameras, drones. Thank you. Couldn't think of the name of that.
Now, you know, comic booky, minor plot thing, but I feel like Lex would have had a better way to watch Superman than a bunch of drones that can just be taken out by crypto. And Superman could have just like used his heat ray vision to take out the drones. But I'm not gonna, this movie's too good for me to like nitpick that stuff.
Yeah. Yep. You are right in all those things, but none of that bothers me.
Yeah.
None of that
Yeah.
bothers me. Um, you can argue that, he was focused on Ultraman.
Sure.
And
Sure.
then yeah. Um, prediction.
hmm
Ultraman is gonna be Bizarro.
So, you know what? Because of how comic booky this was, when the mask came off, I was expecting Bizarro.
Yeah.
I was expecting kind of a version of Corn Sweat that looked all messed up.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, Lex kind of hints at Bizarro when he was like, I made a dumber version of you.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
So I feel we'll see him again in the future.
yeah, yeah,
Um, we talked Mr. Terrific. I love the Superbots, the Superman robots,
yeah, 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 yeah.
Gary and crew.
James Gunn knows how to like turn a creature or a robot into something that we're gonna really like something we're
Yep.
really gonna enjoy. Yeah.
Well, first thing you do is you give Alan Tudyk's voice,
Yes, that
but
helps
yeah.
always. Yeah.
So apparently that was like a bunch of like Guardians actors, like the girl robot that was like blushing was
Uh-huh.
Mantis from
Oh,
Guardians.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then Michael
What's her
Rooker,
name? What is
Palm,
her real name? Palm. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then Michael Rooker was one of the voices
Oh,
in
cool.
there.
Nice.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
James Gunn and his loyalty.
Yeah. Yeah. He's all about his found family. Yep.
Mhm. Architect, I liked her.
Architect, engineer.
Engineer. Why do I keep calling her the architect?
Yeah, engineer. Yeah, I like engineer. You know what? That was the second. I mean, I had already decided that my son couldn't see the movie, but the nanites, and when
Yeah.
Superman pulled them out of his mouth, I was
Yeah.
like it wasn't, it was just a visual. Like I was like, I don't know
Yep.
if I want my son seeing that visual right now.
Yep.
Um,
That was
but
an
yeah, her
interesting way to
whole,
take him out, though.
it really was.
Yep.
You wonder where Lex factored that into all his plans. It kind of seemed like it's like, I don't know, last ditch or second to last ditch effort. But yeah,
Yep.
whatever. It was an interesting thing. Um, she did have one of the worst, or one of the poorly written lines in the movie to me. So you remember when they went into the Fortress of Solitude and Lex is talking about Superman, right? He's given
Hmm.
the rant about Superman. And I think the engineer says something like, "Yes, I understand, Lex. I gave up my own humanity for this." It was
Yeah.
just very, very
It
on
was
the
clunky.
nose. It was clunky. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that
And
was,
that stood out to me. And it, that was early on too. So I was just kind of like,
yeah.
I don't know. Where are we
Because that
going
was
here?
where we said they didn't do too much for like the Justice Gang. That was
Yeah.
like her shoehorning in
Yeah.
her
Her
whole
origin.
backstory and origin. So
Which she
yeah,
didn't
I
need
think
to
that is.
do because they gave it later when Lex was talking to the government.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, feel you on that one.
Yeah. But
Um,
overall, I like the engineer. I like her that move that she made when the nanites basically moved her face to the other to her back or whatever it was.
oh
You remember
yeah.
when she like,
Yep.
yeah, that was cool.
Mhm.
Cool visually.
Okay, so the pocket dimension and metamorpho.
Yeah, yeah. So we talked a little bit about it because that's
Mhm.
where the Russian roulette happens. But yeah, I thought it was cool that interesting that Lex has his little prison for people who he basically has beef with.
Even
E-
ex-girlfriends.
Even ex-girlfriends. Yeah.
Yes, which is a funny way to just say, yeah, he evil.
Right.
He just evil. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's all evil now.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so you got Metamorpho, who is part of Lex's plan because apparently in this universe, all the kryptonite is gone from Earth,
yeah, which is
which is
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. So he needs Metamorpho to basically become or to create kryptonite.
And it's like
Um,
that's a piece of writing that's almost like a writer challenging himself. Like, all
yeah.
right, how do people usually get to Superman? Kryptonite. All right, we've taken kryptonite off the table.
Yeah.
So I like that. I
Yep.
like that.
I thought that worked. I thought it was really interesting how devastated Metamorpho was by the Russian roulette,
Hmm.
right? Like, and that they did a good because he's such a hideous
Yep.
character that I think it was really smart to show that he has that kind of like sensitivity. Because in any other movie, he's a villain, right? Just the way
Yep.
he looks.
Just the way he looks, and that's one of the things that happens to him in the comic book is when he does become a part of the Justice League, people are scared of him
Yeah,
because they're like, "Oh, what is this guy?" And then, like most heroes like him, they have a journey of when they once were a villain because of their origin, but then they
yeah,
get turned. But he's always represented as like a I guess more macho. Like when I heard the voice, I was like, that's an interesting choice for Metamorpho. But I think it worked because it like you said, it gave him a little more humanity. And the
yeah,
fact that like when he's like talking to himself of like, I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he did that.
yeah,
He just shot him. He just shot him.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, that was good. And that makes it even more believable that this character that we just got introduced to over halfway through the movie becomes a part of the Justice Gang by the end of the movie.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. It
So
really worked.
it worked. Yeah. I think that's my review of the movie. It worked.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, oh. So what do you think about Superman's speech to Lex at the end?
It was a little on the note. I mean, it was very
Yeah.
like have you heard of the controversy with Dean Cain, that Superman?
Oh, about the American thing,
about
American way.
saying that Superman is the most American story because it's an immigrant story.
Oh, that's
Superman,
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Right.
And
James
so,
Gunn basically said Superman is an immigrant,
yeah,
and Dean Cain was like, "Nah, nah. Why is it about that? Woke, woke, woke,
yeah,
whatever."
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck
And
Dean Cain.
I think this speech is one of the reasons why they're holding on to this whole wokeness and all that stuff. And because I don't
Uh,
even see where the movie is quote unquote woke.
so I've read and heard people talking about how you hinted at this before, but like how Lex has this whole Elon thing going on, and how I've even heard people talk about how the pocket dimension kind of has this whole like detention, like immigrant detention thing going on. Um,
Sure.
sure.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah, I guess to get back to your question, I thought the speech was a little just on the money, on the nose.
on the nose, yeah,
Yeah.
it was, yeah, yeah. He basically, yeah, he
I'm
kind of
human.
says,
I'm
yeah,
human.
exactly, yeah, yeah. This is what makes me human. Yeah,
Yeah. And again, I
whatever.
don't,
And by that point, I was all in.
yep. And the moment came right after that where Crypto hulked Hulk and Loki
Yeah,
Lex.
yeah,
So
yep.
I was like,
It
that's how you
works,
end that scene.
right? Yeah.
For some reason, I thought Lex was trying to go and try to push past Superman and go into the pocket dimension or something like that. But nope, he
Mhm.
went to Bel Rev.
No, he was crying.
Yep. Um, then we get, you know, the uh the next
Fine.
movie, which is
Yes, the setup for Supergirl. Yep.
yep.
Which I liked it. It was fun.
I did, and I liked
Yeah.
that there because I knew they were adapting, or I think I knew they were titling it Super Girl, Woman of Tomorrow,
Yeah.
and the one of the plots of that comic book, Woman of Tomorrow, is her going to a planet with a red sun and getting drunk.
Yeah.
So I like that they're doing that, and if this is going to be her journey about like learning responsibility, I'm
Mhm.
already in.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Is James Gunn directing that one too?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll see that.
And it's old girl from the Dragon and them prequel.
Okay. See, I'm not up on Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yep. So what's the name of the prequel?
House of the Dragon?
House of the Dragon. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, she was in the first season of that. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Great movie. True
Yep.
blockbuster.
Big
Uh,
blockbuster.
I will see it again before it makes its way to HBO Max,
Yeah.
formerly known as Max, formerly known as HBO Max, formerly known as Max, HBO Max Go? No, HBO Go.
HBO
Who
Go.
knows?
Yep.
Yeah.
Max. What did one podcast I listened to calls it Max, the one you watch for HBO. So I
Nice.
stick with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, what was I about to say? I was about to say something about, nope, we talked about Supergirl. Ask him.
All
Oh,
right.
post-credit scenes. That's what I was going to say. Um,
Yeah. 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 Not much
yeah,
going on.
nothing going
Just
on.
a cute shot with
Yep.
Crypto and Superman, and then a little funny thing with Mr. Terrific. Yeah.
Yep. Where he got upset because Superman said him fixing the rift from the
Yeah.
dimensional rift wasn't perfect.
Right. And then it ends with Superman just like, am I a jerk?
Yep.
Which, again, it fits this Superman.
Yep.
Uh, all right. So where are we ranking Corn Sweat?
Um, hmm. It's an interesting question because I often tell people that they can't make choices based on nostalgia. But
Yeah.
Chris Reeve, my
Yeah.
number one. He's just gonna always be my
Yeah.
number one.
Yeah. I'm with
Yeah.
that. Is Corn
Um,
Sweat number two now?
hmm. We're talking all movies and TV or
Yeah.
just movies?
let's say all Superman, even your
So who
boy
do we have?
Dean Cain.
Who do we have? We got Dean Cain, who before this, I won't lie, I didn't mind him as Superman, but that's a very
Yeah.
different show. It's a comedy,
Yeah.
right? Um, Tyler Hoechlin,
Yep. From the more
um,
recent,
yeah,
was it Lois and Clark?
which
No.
no,
Yeah.
Lois, Superman and
And
Lois.
Superman. Superman
Yeah,
and Lois. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he's good. I liked
I
him as
haven't watched it.
Superman.
I
Yeah,
haven't watched it.
there that was
I remember seeing shots from it, and I was like, "Word, that's Superman."
yeah.
But okay, he works.
He actually works. He
Okay,
works. Um, Cavill, of
Cavill.
course,
Yeah,
and
Brandon
Brandon
Routh.
Routh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Of all of those, unless is there anyone we're forgetting?
I don't think so.
Because
Oh, and
Brandon
we're
Routh
not
was
counting animated.
not counting animated, I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because it's about the look too. Yeah.
I would say,
Oh, you forgot about Smallville.
ooh, Tom Welling.
Yeah,
Ooh,
you forgot about Tom Welling.
ooh, that just made it interesting. I think though, recency bias may be coming in, but I think this
Yeah,
one is my second favorite.
yeah. I got to go with Corn Sweat. I
Um,
wasn't a big Smallville person. I should admit that. Disclaimer: if
no.
there are Smallville stands watching this or listening to this, I am not. Yeah, I'm not. I haven't watched a lot of Tom Welling,
But
but
here's one of my reasons for knocking Tom Welling out. One of the points of Smallville,
he's
not
not
points,
Superman,
is that he
right?
wasn't going to be Superman. And we
Yeah,
didn't get him as Superman until the very last episode of
yeah,
the show. And even
yep.
then, like when he was doing heroic Superman stuff, you never saw it. It was just
Okay,
people reacting to it. And then the
okay,
very last shot, he opens his shirt and you see the S, and that's how the show ends.
yeah,
So, um, so he's knocked out because he was Clark Kent.
yeah,
That was a show about
yep,
Clark Kent. Um, so yeah, yep.
yep. I'm with you.
Now Lex,
Ooh, mm.
this may be my second favorite Lex too.
Gene Hackman's your first.
No, 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 no. Now Smallville Lex is my first.
Oh, Smallville. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay. All right.
Smallville Lex is my first. That
Okay.
he's
I've
great.
heard that Smallville Lex is great.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool.
which they based this Lex off of more than any other Lex. He was like the inspiration for this version of Lex.
Got it.
Oh yeah, man, we didn't talked about it,
We have. Yep.
but
The first big movie of the summer.
yeah,
Have you seen Jurassic World yet? I haven't seen
not
Jurassic
yet.
World.
I'm
All
going
right.
on Tuesday to see it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I'll give a
But
report on the next podcast because I don't think we're going to dedicate a whole podcast to that one.
probably not. Not
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah,
But yeah, definitely the first it's all year or ever since we launched this podcast, we've been talking about this movie
and
and
Fantastic
Fantastic
Four.
Four.
Yep.
So
All right.
Marvel has some competition now.
Yes, absolutely. And that
Yeah,
that was one of the things why the pacing at first made me like, oh, they're not doing what the DCU did, are they? Were they trying to rush through so they can get to a Justice League?
right, right.
But that's not how this felt.
Nope.
So yeah, I like it, man. I like it.
Cool. Yep.
All
We
right.
we should do ratings. We don't do ratings on this podcast.
We got to come up with our own rating system.
True,
All
true.
right. But if we were to do a
And
quick rating system, what would you, or rating, what are we doing? Just like a 5 star or,
I was going to do out of 10, but
okay.
yeah, uh, 8 out of 10 for me.
You went first, and so I felt like I'm copying because 8 is right where I was landing. So I was like, I'm gonna say 8.5 or 7.5. But I think
I
it's
mean,
right there.
given everything we've said, right? Like, there are flaws,
Yeah.
right? But it was
Yep.
still a great movie, fun time. Yeah.
Again, like flaws, every movie is gonna have flaws. When the
Hmm.
movie sucks, the flaws show more.
Yeah,
And then you're more
exactly.
critical of it. Like,
Absolutely.
again, one of the quotes I live by is the Maya Angelou quote that I always butcher, but the sentiment is people ain't gonna remember what you said to them, but basically they're gonna remember how you made them feel. If the movie
Yep.
makes me feel good, I'm gonna
Yep.
forgive way more than if it didn't.
Yep.
So this
Like that
made me feel
speech at
good.
the end, like
Yep.
like crypto fetching the toys. Yeah.
Yep. Which I liked, but I get you.
Yep.
So, all right.
Cool.
Well, I think we done it.
We've done it.
So, for
If
all
you
those,
enjoyed this episode, folks,
there you go.
please rate, please comment, um, please subscribe, and follow us on all platforms at Super Brothers.
That's right. All it takes is a follow. All it takes is a click. Comment takes a little bit more, but it'd be helpful. It'd
It
be
would be.
helpful.
Yeah. You almost sound like one of those Sally Struthers commercials. All it takes is the price of a cup of coffee, the cost of a cup of coffee.
What's the dog commercial? What song do they be singing in the background?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the song
I
too.
will rip it. Nope, that ain't it.
You need to save this dog. No, that's
Exactly.
not it either.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
Thanks for listening if you're still with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be back. I don't know what we're going to cover next time, but we are just 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 2 weeks away from Fantastic Four First Steps,
Yeah.
and we will definitely cover that.
I was thinking at some point we might do a bookend for we did that summer episode to like come back to and see like what all we watched from the summer
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
we should.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that could be, I mean, obviously that won't be the next one because everything hasn't come out yet. But
yeah,
so ideas for the future. I'll
yep.
get in some
Sounds
behind
good.
the scenes. All right,
All
people.
right, y'all. You
Peace.
too can save this doggy named Crypto, but he doesn't
Crypto
need
don't
you to
need no
save
saving.
him.
Peace.
Peace.